The July 23rd, 2019 meeting of the Transportation Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Hebert.
Here.
Chairman Holland is excused. Mr. Lightfoot. Here. Mr. Morelli. Mr. Rockow. Here. Mr. Shepard is excused. Mr. Zale. I'm here. President Carbone. Here.
Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who has not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Seeing none, the next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the June 26, 2019 minutes of the Transportation Committee before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Referral 19-0181.
Moved by Legislator Zale, seconded by Legislator Rockow and Legislator Lightfoot. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 19-0182.
Moved by Legislator Rockow, seconded by President Carbone. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 19-0183.
Moved by President Carbone, seconded by Legislator Zale. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 19-0184.
Moved by Legislator Zale, seconded by Legislator Rockow. Is there any discussion? Legislator Lightfoot.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I forget what we're supposed to be doing. But anyway, through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, what will be the timeline for this construction of this contract?
Through the chair. Now it's working. The intended construction is to begin this fall with the installation of many of the luminaires, and some of the underground work will continue into the winter and be completed by the spring.
Okay, thank you. And through you, Mr. Chairman, is CACAMIS my MWBE contractor?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, no.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 19-0185.
Moved by Legislator Rockow, seconded by President Carbone. Is there any discussion? Legislator Lightfoot.
Thank you once again, Mr. Chairman. I have the same type of questions. What will be the timeline for the construction of this contract? To you, Mr. Chairman? To the administration.
Through the chair, the construction schedule for this will be very similar, if not exactly the same as the previous referral, starting this fall with luminaires and underground work into the winter and spring.
Thank you. And again, is the Power and Construction Group and MWBE contractor?
Through the chair, I'm not aware that they are. I believe no.
Thank you. No further questions.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 19-0186.
Moved by President Carbone, seconded by Legislator Zale. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 19-0187.
Moved by Legislator Zale, seconded by Legislator Rockow. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 19-0194.
Moved by Legislator Rockow, seconded by President Carbone. Is there any discussion? Legislator Lightfoot.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All these three culverts are reflected in the CIP, to my understanding, and for 2020. So are these going to start sooner in 2019, or what will be the dates of these contracts? Through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration.
Through the chair, this referral is for the contract for engineering services, which will begin in the next several months after contract award. The design is going to progress in 19 and 20 with construction in 2021.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Legislator Zale.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess I'll kind of round my questions, my question for all three, this one and the next two matters of importance. If I'm not mistaken, there was a vote on the Culverts New York project at our last legislative session. Are these coming before us, through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration as a matter of importance, simply because we had to vote on that portion first, and now, I'm sorry, I keep hitting the mic, and now we're getting to this part of the referrals? That might not have made any sense.
Through the chair, the last referral that we did last month set up the capital fund for these three projects. Once the capital fund was established, a number was put in the system. That number was introduced into these referrals so that we had the proper capital fund numbers for each contract award.
Okay, thank you for, through you, Mr. Chairman, the administration, for giving an answer to something I think I did a bad job asking.
Mr. Zale, just one second. Legislator Morelli, we're on item 190194. Mr. Zale.
A follow-up to that question, is there a specific reason why they end up being a matter of importance? Is there now a time crunch now that we have approved the other portion in our full session? Through you, Mr. Chairman?
Other than the inclusion, through the chair, other than the inclusion of the capital fund numbers in there, the referrals were ready to go with all the contract negotiations and scope and fees ready. So we wanted a complete package with no TBDs in there.
Makes sense. Okay, thank you very much.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 19-0195.
Moved by Legislator Rockow, seconded by Legislator Lightfoot. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 19-0196.
Moved by Legislator Zale, seconded by Legislator Lightfoot. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no other matter, excuse me, Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Could the record just reflect my voting in the affirmative on all items for new business?
Certainly.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
There being no other matters to come before this committee, the Wednesday, July 23rd, 2019 meeting of the Transportation Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Transportation Committee is scheduled for Tuesday, August 27th, 2019 at 5:15 p.m.